What's up, everybody? This review, we're taking a look at the G.I. Joe Classified Retro line Cobra Bat. Now, this one is pretty cool. We've got a bunch of different versions of it. Now, this one is the retro, and I'm curious to stack them up next to some of the other ones because the bats are some of my favorite G.I. Joe Classified figures. I think they're absolutely amazing. So, going to be really cool to get those all together. But here he is in that retro card. You got the bubble. You can see him, the different accessories. Turn it around, and we got a little bit of a bio. And then you can see, is this the only other one coming in this wave? I'm not sure. The little builder, but yeah, it looks like maybe those are the only two in the wave. We'll see. But they are both builders, so that's pretty cool. I love the absolute first one, and I really love all of them. So let's get this guy open and check him out. So here's the retro bat outside of the packaging, and it looks pretty cool. That yellow is very yellow, and normally I like that on a figure, but I'm not sure how I feel about this one because I still guess I have the first version on my mind, that little orangish type color. But here we've got our Cobra stand. Not really going to mess with that. We've got this extra head sculpt here. That looks pretty cool. I love the battle damaged head sculpt that they come with. I don't think all of them came with one, if I remember right. There was one that didn't. But really nice detail in there. You got the silver, you got the yellow and orange around the eye. Then you've got the little crack there on the mask. It looks really cool. Some red in the vents. Pretty cool. That damaged one is awesome. We've got a couple. Well, let's take a look at this little backpack. Nice sculpt, no paint to really bring out any of those details, but it's got a lot of spots to store the other accessories. So he's got his claw here, which actually looks really good. Like there is some dry brushing in there. So you got the dirt and grime, which looks so good. Around there on the edges in there. You can see it pretty good. His little I guess blaster, or I'm gonna say a blaster or welder. Really cool. You got that nice little fading there. Really nice paintwork on there. That looks so awesome. Then you got the flame attachment for his flamethrower, and you can see that dirtied up end. Looks awesome. Looks so great. I don't think any of the other ones had this kind of paint detail. Maybe because it's a complete reuse that they're able to throw a little bit of paint towards the sculpts, but I mean it makes that stuff pop and it looks amazing. Those three pieces look great. You got this little like laser blast that you can plug into anything really, pistol or anything like that. You got the flamethrower, really nice. You get this. I almost missed one of these. So you got this damaged chest piece. And then you had a pistol, which doesn't look super amazing. But it was hidden behind this clear chest piece that isn't damaged in the packaging. So be careful about that. I went to grab the pistol and this guy was there. So try not to lose that because I did not see that in the packaging. But that is it for the accessories. So taking a look at the bat, he looks awesome. You got this head sculpt here, normal one, normal faceplate. You got silver on the back, really cool. You got the red in here, really nice. You got the yellow. Again, it is a bright yellow, almost a distracting yellow, just a little bit. But then you got the circuits in there, the circuitry, all that stuff looks cool. That emblem on the shoulder looks really good. The arm looks like it has some of that dry brushing in there, and it just looks so awesome. Like it looks so good in there. Now the belt around the thighs, just plain silver. The holster, silver around the boots. You can see all the folds. Gray on the back. You can see the texturing in here. Man, it looks really good. The mold was always awesome. The sculpt was always really, really good. Really love the bats. Now, here's this backpack with all those accessories on there. You just plug that in. I have the pistol in the holster. And then you got your choice of chest pieces. Either a damaged one, which you can't really tell it's damaged because of like the I guess the sculpt of it and how clear it is. If you feel it or get really all up on it, you can tell. But really, just looking at it, I can't really tell. It just looks kind of like hazy or something like that. Then you got the clear version or the non-damaged version, which maybe I'll leave it like that. Then you can pop the head off and throw in our battle damaged one. Just gonna pop that on. Probably should have left the damaged one on with it. That looks pretty cool. I'm getting the pistols in the holster. And he's carrying pretty much most of his accessories. The only thing that he doesn't have on is the other head sculpt, the other chest plates, and the blast effects. Here is our bat with the alternate hand, the claw hand. Then we've got the little blaster, his pistol. Looks really cool. Swap out some different hands, accessories. And I love the paint job on that stuff again. Looks really cool. Actually, that's the welding one. Probably goes better with this one. What I was thinking of was this one. Our flamethrower. So really cool. He's gonna grab you and then just torch it up, that sort of thing. Maybe he's going no hands. Looks crazy. Then you just pop it back on the back wherever you want to. I feel like you gotta have at least one hand on there. Really cool. So for articulation, kind of don't want to skip out on that. We got just the ball pegs. Then you've got a joint at the base of the neck, so moves up and down about that far, and then you use the base of the neck and you can look down pretty good. You can look up, not too much, but it's okay. But you can look down a little bit further, which is pretty cool. Then you can tilt side to side, which is awesome. You got a butterfly joint in there, which works really nice. T-pose, upper bicep cut, double jointed elbows that bend all the way, really sick. Then you get the hinge rotation here, and you'll lose the hinge when you put on the other accessories. They just make them pretty straight. Ab crunch goes forward about that far, goes back farther. Ball waist, drop down hips, legs go forward about that far, which is really good. Back to neutral, double jointed knees, upper boot cut, hinge, pivot, all that in the foot and ankle. So really, really good articulation. Again, this design was just done really nice from the get-go. I love the bats. All right, so it's comparison time. We've got our retro card, we've got our original release bats, we've got our Arctic bats, we've got our Crimson bat, we've got our Python Patrol. I think that's all that we've got, and I'm trying to look around behind me and see if there's anything that I missed, but I think that is all of them. But yeah, they all look so really, really cool. So these two are probably gonna be the closest, meant to be the same type of thing, just in retro colors. We'll start there. So I'll take these off to the side here. And then we can see our original release. So you can see the head sculpts, all the same. Got some colors in the vents. On the side of the helmet, you can see the emblem. Well, this one's got the circle around the Cobra symbol. This one just got a larger Cobra symbol. And all the same. You can see the weapons on the back, though. Like this one has those details that we were looking at earlier. They look so good compared to these and just the plain gray, which is crazy. Wish I would have did that from the get-go, man. They look so good with the extra paint. But really cool. Again, you get the yellow instead of that orange. Holsters. Pistol. The boots. So yeah, pretty cool. Now this one does have the damaged version on it, but you don't really see it. I did bring out a damaged version of this one. I do have different versions of all of them like on display, but that'd be a lot to grab. But here is the damaged version. And then we've got that other damaged head sculpt. So you can see the differences there. Darker gray on this one, a gunmetal skull and the blue eye. Whereas this one had silver and the yellow. But I think this one looks better to me, this cracked one, the original release. And then because of the color they used, you could see the damage a lot better in there. But pretty cool. Now here is our retro bat with the Python Patrol version. And they both got the red visors. I think the red visors I don't really care for so much. Something about it. I just prefer that silver. This one has yellow in those little front vents. Nothing on the back. This one's got the silver. No Cobra emblem on this side, but he's got it on the right. Looks pretty cool. Black arms. Black on the buckle. Different belt around the leg. Black pistol. And then black around the boots. So, pretty cool. Then, of course, you got the Python Patrol symbol in the front. So, yeah, and then all of this is black. The hose on this one is painted differently though. So that is our Python Patrol. Up next, we got the Crimson Bat, which looks really cool. I do like it. It's got that silver mask, the damaged head on there, black on the skull, got red on the hose right there, black attachments. The belts and stuff are like gray. See the differences there. Pretty cool. And again, this is all damaged. You can see the damage in there a lot better than you can on the clear one. Throw that on there. Let me toss this one in here. It'd probably match a lot better than any of the other ones, Pretty sure I could pop that on a little better, but the reds don't match. It's a lot brighter. I do like this one more though. And then we have our Arctic bats, which look really cool. The Arctic bats had something different though. They had a different head sculpt here that you could throw on there that made it look completely different. Some kind of like cyborg type head. I guess they're all kind of, robots, but still, this one looks completely different from our traditional bat design. This is a different layout. So the chest plate switches into this one with a bunch of ammo parts on there. Had some armor on the shoulders. We had just a plain gray backpack, gray helmet. Not my most favorite look for him, but I wasn't a fan of all the armor stuff. So I have a version of this on display that has like a stripped down armor. And then as you can see with my other one here, I took the armor off of him too to make it look a little more traditional. But I love this visor like so much. I love that it says Arctic polarized, and that look is just so cool. With that white and everything, it had more of a silver here. No Cobra emblem on the shoulders. You got the big old one on the chest plate. Different belt, different pistol. Got the holster different. Got the same boots. And I believe this one came with a chainsaw accessory for a hand too, which was really cool. So just those couple different differences. But again, you had this one that was drastically different. So really, really cool that you can get different designs. It's just totally up to you. Came with like a sniper rifle, I believe, if I remember right. So pretty cool, pretty different roles, that sort of thing. But yeah, definitely one of my standout looks for him. I almost forgot about these guys. So these are my Iron Grenadier bats, which is pretty cool. I'm glad I did see them. They're kind of, all of my bats are like in their different subgroups, so they're different shelves, that sort of thing. So it's real easy for me to forget these guys as they're like on the lower shelf of my Iron Grenadier stuff. But yeah, they've also got the clear chest. And you can see on this one, this one does have like an alternate head, kind of like the Arctic bat did. I left this one because I have multiples. I like to leave one at least with one look. I don't have any like crazy armor stuff on him. So, and then we've got one here with like a more of a normal look that we're used to seeing. I think my thing is I don't like the red visors. Not really my thing. For some reason, I don't really care for it too much. I love the chrome silver ones. It's just something about it that I really like. And then the Arctic polarized is pretty cool. But yeah, this one is another one that has the clear chest piece. This one has the battle damaged one. And again, it's pretty tough to see. I think the plastic on the retro one is a little bit more clear. So you can see the internals a little better. So that's cool. This one is just like a little foggy. But you can see those internals here. So he's got that red with the black. And then again, we've got those different colors in here. I can get his piece off. Move this out of the way. And use both hands. So you can see where the yellow is. He's got red, gold buckle. Looks really cool with the gold arms. I like how they did a lot of those things a little different. The feet. So he's got the gold, but then he's got red on top. And I don't know that any of the other ones have where the red is on top, that they colored that on any other ones. But it looks good. No Cobra symbol on this one. We've got the grenadier symbol. This version did come with the chainsaw. And then we've got the gold flamethrower and laser or heated gun welder. It's really, really cool. So yeah, that's him with the Iron Grenadiers. So I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember if I had showed the internals on some of these guys. So I took the plates off their chest. So we've got our retro here with those bright colors. Then we've got our crimson. So he's got less colors in there. We've got that silver with the red. Slide him to the back. We got our Arctic. It has that really nice blue background instead of the silver. And man, he just looks really cool. I like that blue so much, and his visor is just like really awesome. I love the white on it too, just being like that pure white. Really cool. And again, we've got our Iron Grenadier. We've got our first release, the standard. I love this thing. Looks really cool. Still probably maybe my most favorite. Then we've got our Python Patrol. A little plain. So pretty much two colors. Him and the Crimson have two colors, or two spots colored. And then the rest of them have at least three. The original has like four. So does this one. All right, so that's going to be it for this review. Overall, I think this figure is pretty good. I mean, I love the first release, the original release. This design is just awesome. The whole look, everything about it, all the different multiple options and how they go about doing it is really, really cool. I like it a lot. And nothing has changed from that first one, really, Some of them come with different accessories for your, one has a chainsaw and stuff like that. Not everybody has that sort of thing. But overall, it does keep like a base similarity, and it looks so good. It still moves great. Everything about it is just really cool. The only thing that's going to separate them is just their design and looks, and is it for you that way? This guy right here has that bright yellow and everything, those bright colors that kind of, I don't know, distracted me a little bit. Like, I don't know if I'm like fully there for it. Maybe if, I catch these guys on sale or something, maybe I grab a couple more. I'm not sure how I truly feel about it yet. And I think that says something. Not that there's anything wrong with this. It's just the fact that I have so many of these. And I don't know that I need to army build it like that. But maybe I will again. I haven't decided yet. And again, there's nothing wrong with this one. If you don't have any of these other ones, I think this is a great figure to jump on. All the accessories, the paint looks pretty cool. The yellow is a little distracting for me, but it might be something that you want with it being retro. This one had the like dry brushing in there, or like you could see all these little dark spots in there, which I think is awesome. You bringing out these details. I mean, you look at the weapons or the accessories, and you've got the extra added paint details in there. I think that is so awesome. I wish all of these guys came with something like that. Had a little bit more detail in there, especially that first release. But, with that being first, it was a little bit tougher then, but maybe they're able to throw that cost into this guy for paint because, it is a reuse, complete reuse. So I think, again, the articulation is good. The sculpt is good. The accessories are nice. The paint is where it starts to separate just a little bit. I think that's really awesome. But again, the yellow that's going to be like a preference thing. But really, they all are. I mean, look at these designs. You got your Iron Grenadier. I don't know how many people are going to love that with the color scheme. I think it's pretty cool. The Arctic Bat, I love it like this. I don't really display many of mine with that other design, with the other helmet. Same thing with this bat. I have one of each, like pretty much set up like the, with the mono eye, but I try to keep this design there. Our Crimson Bat looks awesome. Python Patrol looks really cool. So, I mean, yeah, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're just building a basic army, I think you want your basic bats, and I think you would be good. But if you missed out on these, maybe these are more readily available, and I don't think you can go wrong there either. Again, really cool figure, good articulation, sculpt, all that stuff. So it's just the paint preference. And then seeing them like this, maybe it helps you decide on which one you want, where you're going to go with it. Are you building an Arctic army, adding to your Crimson army, your Grenadiers? Do you do the Python Patrol? Yeah, that's all there is really to it. Really, really cool though. I love seeing so many different versions of this, and I wonder what else they're gonna do. But yeah, I still got a couple of these I want to build onto, maybe some more Arctics or something. But I know those are really hard to get. Didn't realize they were going to be hard to get for people when first got them. But man, that was pretty crazy. But yeah, overall, I think this is a pretty good one. And again, I love those, the paint, the extra paint details on there, the silvers. Really cool. So yeah, hopefully I showed you enough to help you out deciding whether this is for you or not. Always going to be your choice, your preference, but I always just hope that I helped in some way. So I will catch y'all in the next one. Later.